Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Pisces, I did pre-shuffle energies for you leading into this reading. Wow, powerful. You have the Phoenix and Fragment here coming forward. So this is really giving me a message here for you Pisces, that you guys are experiencing a new aspect of life here, kind of like a rebirth, and where you once felt kind of like torn and separated in different directions, or because of different areas of your life that couldn't come together in a holistic and uniform and balanced way, you are kind of rising from the ashes into a period where it feels like you have holistic energies going on around you. Things are in balance. If an example that I'm kind of seeing in my mind's eye here is sort of like, let's say that there's somebody that is a neighbor to you, somebody who's a neighbor to you, but you also work in the same office, but you don't need to deal with each other, and you and this neighbor don't get along well. Okay, you and this neighbor don't get along well, and then suddenly you find yourself working on a project with this person. And so it's almost like you're feeling an area of your life that you would like to keep separate. It can't. Or if there's two areas that you're trying to combine, you can't. Like, it just feels like the fragment is very difficult, and it makes us feel like different people at times. Like, it makes us feel like we're showing up as this person over here, and then we're showing up as that person over there. And then if these two should meet, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I don't know what I'm going to do. But because you have the Phoenix, it's like it's a rebirth. So it's, and I want to say the fragment card too, it's even like you can see the soul is rising in this card. So it's like your soul is starting to rise. Let me tell you, your underline in the Wisdom of the House of Night deck when I did this pre-shuffle, it's so cool. It's a vision of self-worth, creates hope in a dark period, and conclusion. So it could be a hope to conclude something in your life here, because it's no longer in your best interest. It perhaps even is to your detriment to be in some situation, right? The vision of self-worth. And maybe it has, when you have the vision of self-worth, you realize that you want to conclude. There's a hope here that you can conclude something in your life. Then this is the next part. After you have this conclusion, you have a message of strength and the High Priestess of Water, which I would say is Pisces. But the combination of that is, it's just like emotional strength. A message, and maybe like you could be messaging just in your body language, just in your behavior. You could actually send messages to people, and this message is indicating great emotional strength and loyalty, right? It's like, you know your worth, you know what you would be loyal to. You're perhaps, I don't know, you're in a rebirth period here, and this rebirth though is very specific. It's like areas of your life where different areas can't come together, or you feel just pulled apart by these areas of your life, or you need to be this person over here, and then you need to be that person over there. Oh yeah, the Eagles is the underlying card with the Phoenix. So this is like two equal opponents in an unequal fight, is what the Eagle card kind of talks to us about. I thought that was interesting. It feels like a very different vibe from the other deck, the underlying that was in that. So there might have been, as I said, like you and this other person at work, equal opponents, but it's an unequal arena. Or even just saying that, like if you think of like a home team and an away team, usually the team playing at home has the advantage because they have like everybody in their town and their city are there cheering them on, and they have that energy, they have that positive vibe, where the opposing team almost could feel like a negative, like, oh, boo, boo, right? But they could both be equal. So there could also be something about that where you may have been in a situation where you were not in your home arena of some sort. Like you might have been in a situation where you were at some type of disadvantage, even though you know that you and this other person, or you and this other, I don't know, it kind of comes across as someone else, right? Or something else in your life that opposes you and you both have an equal force, but because of a circumstance, you are, it's not an equal fight. It's not equal. Oh, which is interesting. Did they do that in the... It just reminded me of the CFL. So, the Canadian Football League. Because when they do the Grey Cup, I think it's already predetermined which city the final game is going to be played in. And so the final game could be played in a city where neither of the two that are fighting for the final win, the Grey Cup, are from. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that would make it an equal playing ground. So I mean, you could argue that, but anyway, so, okay. It was funny. That kind of came out of left field. So, see, full field, like, the 50-yard line there. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to pull it. I'm going to go into the Energy Oracle deck. What is your energy here? What the hell? Action. Energy is action. But it's the only card that came out. Now I'm going to pull out a card. It's interesting because this is a card that came out for Aquarius. Very different, though. I mean, their energy was really, really different. But what is this action towards? I'm going to shuffle that out. What is this action towards? If it's the same card, I'm just going to, like, shut the front door. Okay. You had 2. You had rest and rejuvenation and the door to romance. This action is towards healing yourself and having new beginnings. Now, I mean, it could be romantic, like in the typical romantic sense. But, you know, when I get the door to romance with new beginnings, it really, honestly, though, it does feel like, well, Piscean, artistry. You know, looking at life in a very different... unconventional way, right? Like looking at life in a very unconventional way. Having this new beginning here, you would like to have more leisure time and new beginnings, and maybe even a new beginning for the things that you wish to pursue. Some of you that might be romantic, or it is just like some type of pursuit here that could be creative and artistic as well. So having more time to do what you love. Right? And this is part of this rebirth and fragment energy for you. The second and first chakra and envy. Such an odd combination. I'm just saying it's odd because it's not speaking to me like immediately here. We are doing, and yeah, it does feel reversed, right? It's not going from first to second. It's going from second to first. It's almost like being vulnerable. Creativity here is the thing that actually brings in some type of stability and security. Does that create envy? Maybe you've been dealing with some envy. People around you. Okay, I'm getting people around you are envious. Now, has something to do, though, with your creativity. Maybe the closeness that you naturally create with other people. It's kind of funny. Like, I think of my Pisces friend, and she's very, very... I can see that she can be an introvert, but when it comes to needing to be an extrovert, like in... she's got that in spades, but because she almost like connects with people on a very friendly and intimate level. It's almost like people feel seen and people feel like, oh, somebody wants to really understand me. Like people kind of open up to her. There's something about that here, like, and maybe it creates stability in your life. Like there's something going on here where there's a way that you are expressive and intimate about yourself and with others that creates a stability. It creates a foundation here that, I don't know, people are envious of it. They lack this. Something, yeah. It's funny, I have move from consciousness of lack to value written on the card. But I want to say there's something about the movement of your consciousness, which is interesting because you do have the action card into rest and rejuvenate, which is like a relaxation and meditate card. Wait a second. Number 15, the fragment card. Does it? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Does it talk about family, friends, work, study? Activities can all seem unrelated to each other. My child, you are always whole, even if at times things feel separate and fragmented. That is only an illusion. Choosing this symbol reminds you that all the moving parts of your life are important. If the one you're asking about seems confusing, focus on the one that brings you clarity. Be here now and know that I, Nikes, love you and see you as beautiful and whole, regardless of how disconnected things seem. Also remember to take a step back when you're trying to understand something. You may be looking at only one piece of a giant puzzle, a fragment of the truth. See the big picture through my eyes, and no matter what, all is well. It's not quite what I thought it was going to say, so it's something else. I don't know what it is. It's coming into my mind, but it's giving me this whole, like with the fragment, it's like it is to take the step back. Take the step back and allow yourself, it almost feels like too, like some type of freedom in an area of your life where you can't have freedom, right? I mean, it's just be different areas of our life and things going on where we may not necessarily have room for growth or be able to do what we want. But it's kind of like focus on the area that you can. I mean, quite often, more times than not, when we do that, the area that we have not been able to push forward with or focus on kind of naturally opens up on its own when we least expect it, usually too. You are energizing your effort to rest and rejuvenate. Energizing your effort, strength, and the Page of Pentacles. It feels an awful lot like trying to support something that is smaller than you. Now, this could be a project. It could be an idea here that you want to build on. But, the stability. Yeah, creating more strength and support in this area. It could have something to do with, like, if you have a family with children or kids as well. Rest and rejuvenate. Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Oh, it's like giving time for your heart, giving time for some of you. There might be some sort of heartbreak that you've been through here, some sort of pain. Some sort of pain. It's the way I say this sometimes. I feel like it's like, okay, you've been reading tarot for I don't even know how many years at this point. I think, is it coming up 6? Is it coming up 6? That seems crazy. Where did the time go? But anyways, everybody's got pain. So you are taking a break here. I think you want to find celebration. You want to move towards areas that you can celebrate in. It's almost like giving, like if there's a weary part of you that feels kind of weary with life, and it might be the part where you were feeling kind of fragmented here. You are going to be focusing on where you have happiness. You can bring things together and it feels really good. It feels like it nurtures you, it nurtures what's around you, and it nurtures the situations that you find yourself involved in. Some of you might be taking a break too from family get-togethers. What is this? Door to Romance, which is symbolizing a new beginning. It does talk about a new beginning in love, but just often this card points to some type of exciting new beginning in your life. Okay, it starts with the Devil and the Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I want to say that this has something to do with you trying to see something beyond the obvious. Very Piscean. There we go. There it comes. It is trying to see, trying to connect in, trying to bring the spiritual. No. This Two of Pentacles, it's right, this fragmented part of your life. You're trying to bring the physical and the spiritual together here. Why? Why? I'm curious, like why? You're trying to bring the spiritual and the physical together. The Ten of Swords, because of some type of painful ending here, some type of betrayal. Healing that. You might be trying to heal something that it goes beyond like physical healing here. You're trying to heal something that goes beyond physical. And the Phoenix. I feel like you're trying to also work past and beyond. Yes. These are both 15, the Fragment card and the Devil. Work past and beyond forces that have more control in the physical than they do in the spiritual realms. The Devil has fragmented you. The Fragment, the Knight of Cups and the Fool. It's almost like allowing the freedom of your heart to be free. There's your refreshed, why? Okay, the Phoenix. Because that combination right there too, that Knight of Cups and the Fool, feels very much like that door to romance card. The Sun and the Eight of Swords. You're rising towards more than you realize. Something is going on here. So, okay, something's going on sort of like in the spiritual realms here, in the ethereal. You can see it more readily there. It's like the energy of it is being created. Yes, already exists in energetic potential. The energy of it already exists. It hasn't materialized into the physical yet. This is kind of coming across too as a very good opportunity for you to just spend some quiet time, meditate. I'm also seeing somebody in like a salt water, an Epsom salt bath, sort of cleansing themselves and just closing your eyes. It's almost like a cleansing and meditation. It's also coming across to me as some way to ensure that whatever visions come to you in that time and space are pure. They're not misleading, and they are the truth. Because there's something going on here where you have a new beginning. You might not see it yet. If you're looking for guidance on where this new beginning is going to be, I would do that. I've never had a message like that come through for me before. Like to do a meditation actually in an Epsom salt bath. It's going to strengthen the water. Like the water is going to intensify the your own psychic reception, what you can receive. And it's almost like the Epsom salt is going to purify. You have a pure vision. Now, right, like take that under guidance. Don't make the water too warm. Don't, fall asleep and drown or anything like that. So don't do that. Like be safe. And yeah, I've never had a message like that come in before. But there's something here for you to see in the 5D that you're not seeing here. Intense. Is this going to help you intensify your meditative practice? Huh. The Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Look at that, right? Like she's like in that Om position, like she is meditating. It's almost like you can communicate in the ethereal here. Well, let me know. Let me know if you've ever done anything like that before. If you do it, come back and put it in the comments so we can see how that went. That's really fascinating. Okay. Well, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, Pisces, I'm going to ask, what is the unexpected coming towards you? I wonder. It could be interesting. I mean, it could be something in the physical. It could be something that you're going to see in a vision. But that's what I have for you, my dear Pisceans. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.